Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very good. We get to talk to your dad today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I love Tuesdays. He's my father-in-law. That's Heidi's dad. For those of you doing the math at home, that makes her my wife. And it's always interesting to chat with him because he makes us laugh and makes other people laugh.
He's amazing.
Now, if you've ever listened to the program and you haven't chuckled at least a little bit, you might want to check your pulse. He's a funny dude. He just makes me laugh all the time. You ready for a quote for today?
Sure thing.
I wish I could say I was. Here we go. I got it. Tuesday, May 1st. Holy cow. How did that happen? The quote for today from Napoleon Hill. Like the wind that carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down according to the way that you set your sails of thought.
That
Napoleon
is super
Hill.
complicated.
There's a lot going on there, but he's saying that, the wind will blow some things east and some things west, and all you need to do to change your mindset is change the way you're, holding your sail. So if I got all that right. Either way, we've got other stuff that's easier to understand on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, May the 1st, 2018. If you just realized what year it is, welcome to 2018. I don't know why I said 2018. Do I usually say the year? I don't think I do I?
I don't know.
I don't think so. She doesn't pay any attention to what I say over here. Today is National Foster Care Day. So for those of you who were raised in foster care, or for those of you who are raising people in foster care, thank you for doing that. That's a cool thing. May Day is today. Law.
I love May Day.
I know you do. Are you going to do May Day baskets?
Absolutely. And guess what? We're going to deliver them in.
Probably in your goofy
In
dinosaur
my dinosaur
outfit.
costumes. How fun is
boy.
that?
I got to throw a photo on our Facebook page. She's not kidding. She's got to... It's also Law Day, National Loyalty Day, National Chocolate Parfait Day. Ooh.
Everybody likes parfaits.
National Mother Goose Day. So it's a day to goose your mother. No, it's Mother Goose, the book, the lady that wrote the books. It is Silver Star Service Banner Day and School Principals Day. That's what it is. All of those things going on this Tuesday, the first day of May.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, a new report claims that White House doctor Ronnie Jackson frequently got drunk during overseas trips and handed out pills like they were candy. That's not good.
Oh.
So that's why it says former White House doctor, I believe, doesn't it? Is he a former doctor? It doesn't say that here. It just says White House doctor.
I think he is the White House doctor.
I think he's the former doctor. I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention lately. All I know is I was thinking it said former. That's a different story down here. Somebody that's the former, but
I'd like to travel with him.
No, you wouldn't. What pills would you want?
Painkillers.
Oh.
I remember bring them home.
We were in Punta Cana in November of last year, and there was a lady. I went down to get some aspirin. I had a terrible headache. Just because I was not used to all that sun shining on my face in November. So I had this terrible headache, and I was waiting in line at the little store there to get them. And this lady said, "Oh, you have a headache? If you need, I got Xanax, I got this." Just like going through this big long list of stuff. I'm like, I'm good. As much as I'd love to just, take
a random
pills
stranger's
from strangers
medication
in a different country, I think I'll stick with Advil, but thanks. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your Brain on Drugs. Kenneth Evans was arrested and charged with domestic violence for allegedly attacking a woman with a pizza while he was intoxicated.
Okay.
The victim told responding officers the incident began inside her car as she was driving the intoxicated Evans home. She said Evans was screaming at her repeatedly, pushing her head while she was driving. At one point, he hit the woman in the face with some pizza. Later, he punched the dashboard repeatedly and kicked the door when exiting the car. There was it says here the woman suffered an apparent minor injury. He tried to fight with a neighbor, threw tires onto the roadway, and smashed a mailbox. Inside, he flipped over a sofa and continued to scream and throw things.
Dude.
He was taken into custody, continued his belligerent behavior and mood swings while being booked at the police department. He's charged with assault and criminal damage and endangering. So he was drunk doing a lot of silly stuff. But the assault with a slice of pizza, that's a new one for me. I've not seen that. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Time now for Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Do I look excited?
Always.
Take a listen to this. Nickelodeon. They're bringing back Double Dare. Do you remember that?
I remember Double Dare.
Yeah, reboot of the popular game show Double Dare, which ran from 1986 to 1993.
Yeah, I always wanted to go on Double Dare.
I did too, and I never got to go.
Mark Summers was the host.
I know somebody who worked with Mark Summers on a project. They did a thing, and they said he's a really nice guy. So
I bet it is.
I think that's really cool. So if you would like to, play Double Dare, I guess. I don't know how you sign up or anything, but I've got a link to the story. Maybe it'll have the details there. One other thing here for Big Screen, Little Screen. Charlie Rose. He's one of the people who lost his job through the Me Too movement.
Sure.
He's now, I don't know if this is a good idea, Charlie. He's reportedly going to star in a hashtag Me Too redemption show.
Okay.
Where he will interview other disgraced men who have been fired for sexual misconduct. He also has been.
Okay.
So what he's trying to say is they're making a bigger deal out of this than it really is, and we're really kind of innocent. So I hope that that's the case, and I hope that all these guys get the redemption, but I think that there's a lot of people that are going to look at this and say, whoa, that's not a good idea. I mean, they're trying to justify that, hey, I did what I did and I had the right to do it. I think that's not
No. I don't think that's... These people the ones that he's maybe getting together really are just victims of this whole movement. Because I think there are a lot of them.
That would be fantastic.
I really, really, really do.
I'm just reading what I'm reading online, and I got some people that are really upset about the fact that he's even trying to do this. But this has been... I've got a link to this, by the way, in our show notes at JohnandHeidiShow.com. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, your scoop of the day, courtesy of 49bydesign.com. I've got a link to all of our stories today on our show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com for those of you who want to follow up and check all this stuff out, like this one. A recent environmental working group study found that 97% of spinach samples contain pesticide residues. I've had numerous times spinach where it tasted kind of funny to me. I'll bet that's what it is. 97% of spinach samples had this. So make sure, if you're going to have spinach, that you rinse it really, really well. Maybe scrub it with a brush.
I was told that you weren't supposed to rinse bagged spinach because of it would make the salmonella outbreak possibly worse. You're not supposed to rinse it.
It's saying on here it contains pesticide residues. So we've had spinach. I've tried spinach before where I was like, this just tastes kind of funny.
I've had romaine like that where
I don't know. This is
weird.
why we should just continue to eat pizza. Never once have I had pesticide pizza. It just hasn't happened. No, there's a safe way, but I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. Again, the story says 97% of spinach samples had pesticide residues. So just make sure you clean it up and do it right. A new poll from the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research show, amid strikes, Americans overwhelmingly back teacher pay raises. So they're saying that the American people are saying, yeah, teachers deserve more. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I agree. If they're good teachers, there are a lot of really good teachers out there that don't get paid enough. And then I'm not a big fan of the whole tenure thing where you can just keep your job even if you're lousy. I don't understand that.
That is not right.
I mean, where does that work? Like if I did a lousy job here every day, okay, who just said you do? Stop it. If I did that, I mean, I don't have tenure. I could lose my job, and that's how it is for most jobs. I don't understand. Tenure never made sense to me.
No, me either.
It doesn't make any. But again, if you understand how it works and there's a reason, send me a message and explain. I'm wanting to be enlightened by that. I really do. Moving on to the next story. Police have launched an investigation after a camera was discovered last week inside a Starbucks restroom in an Atlanta suburb. They've not had good press lately.
No,
at
they
Starbucks.
haven't.
The good news is I don't think this was from somebody in the store. They think
How do you know?
Well, they're kind of thinking that maybe like a customer went in and did this, but, who knows?
Who would want to watch that?
I don't know. There are people that are into all kinds of different things, and that's one of the things.
I'm uncomfortable if there's a mirror nearby where I have to...
In our restroom at our house.
Yeah.
What a weird place for the mirror.
So you can see yourself.
Yeah. I was like, who wants to...
Trying to avoid eye contact with yourself the whole time.
I don't know why you would place a mirror right there. Like, of all the places for a mirror, that's not the place I wanted. It doesn't make any sense. After logging enough miles to hike around the world more than 4 times, Penn State has decided it's too risky for the campus outing club to go on student-led outings, no longer allowing them to do that. So what did they encounter on these outings? That it's too risky. They've been hiking around the world 4 times. That's how many miles they've logged. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying, yeah, that's too risky. No more of that. I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, I wonder what if like one of the students would get lost or hurt or whatever. Their insurance probably is the one that said, look, we're not going to be responsible for these kids wandering around.
That could be
dangerous terrain. I could see an insurance company freaking out, saying, no way.
You insurance companies, you're always taking all the fun out of everything.
Well, it's because of lawsuit happy people that...
Just teasing. Insurance companies are good. Hey, a new survey finds 42% of Americans will retire broke. 42%.
Yeah.
So welcome to the party. And police in Berlin, Germany, confiscated an air raid siren, which a 73-year-old man was using to stun his wife into submission. This happened in Germany.
What?
The man would occasionally sound the siren, quote, because my wife never lets me get a word in, end quote. In response, his wife said she sometimes had to yell to get his attention because, quote, my husband is stubborn as a mule, so I have to get loud, end quote.
That's an interesting household.
What is going on there?
Right?
I would love to tell you more about it, but my wife is stubborn as a mule, and she won't let me. She says she keeps pointing at her watch. Our break is up. It's time to go. This has been... She's not really doing that. This has been your Scoop of the Day. It's brought to you by 49bydesign.com. Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
It's a beautiful day.
It is. You know what? Spring is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it's about time.
Yeah. Where you guys live, for sure. You guys kind of went without a spring, and is it going to go from like winter to summer then? Is that what happens?
I couldn't be that lucky.
Well, what kind of cool stuff we going to learn about today, Charlie?
Well, I usually have this stuff numbered, but apparently I didn't put a number 1, so we'll start with number 2. How's that sound?
Okay.
Hey, you're always number 1 to us, so you can just jump right to number 2.
And I crossed 6 off and put 7, so...
Who do you number this stuff for? Because You don't ever tell us the number.
I try to put in some kind of order, but
Okay.
okay, let's start with number 2 then.
All right. This whole show could be known as number 2 some days.
Don't laugh when I say this, but aluminum cans.
Aluminum, yeah. Leave him alone.
Shut up, Fluff. They can be recycled and back on supermarket shelves in as little as 60 days.
No kidding.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty quick process, apparently.
That's real quick.
They probably just rinse them out and put them back on the shelf.
This one's barely used, just to blow the dust off. Fill that baby back up.
Tin cans, okay. Okay, then and I find this hard to believe, but I can kind of see it, I guess.
Okay.
The average American uses 40 pounds of glue a year.
Wow.
I am definitely not
I don't use that
average.
much glue.
I hardly ever use glue.
Yeah, me neither.
And by the year 2019, the glue market worldwide will be over $50 billion a year.
Holy cow.
That is
What
crazy.
are people gluing?
Here's what, just last weekend, I snapped a photo at a giant retailer. They had gallons of glue for sale. And I posted it on Facebook, and I said, what am I missing out on here? What's all this glue about? And you know what it is, Charlie?
I've seen that. What is it? But I didn't read it.
Here's what's going on. People are using glue to make slime. So that's like the main ingredient, and I guess there's a lot of kids that are making slime. There's glue, and they had somebody put the recipe of what you need to make it. I did not copy the recipe because I do not need any slime in my household, but I guess that's a big deal. So there's probably people listening to us talking about glue right now saying, hey, you guys need to get with the picture.
I think Grandma made some of that here a while back.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We made it with all the grandkids.
Well, there you go.
I've seen it somewhere.
See, Charlie, you and I don't know anything about no slime, do we?
We don't know nothing.
We know nothing about slime.
And trust me, when I say that, I mean it. And then, hey, this is just in case you care.
Okay.
Elephants can recognize themselves in a mirror,
That's cool.
I love elephants.
I do too.
and they don't eat peanuts either.
So that's just a bunch of phooey from the cartoons, huh?
I think they look in the mirror and say, ooh, I better not eat these.
Do you happen to have any diet peanuts? Well, are you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
I'll try to... You should actually give me the answers before we go on air so I don't look so...
Here's the thing, but you don't...
Nobody would know these answers.
No, and
these
that's
are
the thing.
ridiculous questions.
None of these questions really matter. If it was something that you knew the answer to, I might actually be a little concerned. Like the one today, how long could a snail sleep? And it's in years. How many years could a snail sleep?
3.5 years.
Oh, wow. You're real close. It's 3 years. Huh. I'm going to give you credit for that. You just had a really tired snail in your mind.
Yes.
3 years, Charlie. A snail can sleep for 3 years.
What on earth?
I don't know who it was that did this survey.
Who watched a snail for 3 whole years?
What are you doing there? Hey, quiet. I'm watching this snail sleep. Get back to me in 3 years.
Probably the same guy that's using 40 pounds of glue a year. He's sniffing it.
He just thought the snail slept for 3 years.
What's going on?
Years.
What's Mike working on? He's still working on that snail thing. And for some reason, he's been huffing a lot of glue. Well, Charlie, as always, it is a pleasure to chat with you. We'll talk again next week.
Okay, well, let's do that.
All right. Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This is kind of the opposite of what our next fun fact is, but here's the first one. Ostriches stick their heads in the sand to look for water. That's what they're doing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Don't believe it, though, because fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In a study of 200,000 ostriches, over a period of 80 years, there were no reported cases of an ostrich burying its head in the sand.
Oh.
Okay. Now, didn't we just say that's where they go to look for water?
They're probably thirsty.
So apparently the ones that they were watching had already had plenty to drink, I think. And I've got room for it. So one more fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It's possible to lead a cow up a flight of stairs, but it is impossible to lead them down a flight of stairs. So if you lead them up a flight of stairs, they're going to have to go down on a slide or something.
You better make sure that's where you want them to stay.
So why would you want to take a cow upstairs?
I don't know.
I want some milk. Hey, just bring the cow. I'll be good. All right. This has been your fun facts, a couple of them there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time for the grandiloquent word of the day. Today it is valetudinarian. 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 What do you think that is?
No clue at all.
Valetudinarian. That's a weird word. It is a person who is unduly anxious about their health. Hey, you are a valetudinarian.
I don't think so.
I think you are a little overly anxious about your health quite often. Also, it is a person suffering from poor health. Do you think you have poor health? Well, you would if you're a valetudinarian. And it's also an adjective showing undue concern about your health. So, like, if you're concerned about your health when you really don't need to, like, you're probably fine, but you're, like, really worried about it, you're a valetudinarian.
Huh.
So, you don't think you even have a tiny little bit of that?
No, I don't. In fact, if anything, I wait too long before noticing issues.
Okay. Well, then you're the opposite. You're a valetudinarian in reverse, whatever that would be. I don't know. This has been your grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now some weird news for you on a Tuesday. This really is weird news, Heidi. A Connecticut man is wanted by the police for biting off another man's earlobe and swallowing it during
that's disgusting.
during a drunken brawl in 2013. Well, he's been arrested again for what the officials there describe as another alcohol-fueled fight. See, this could have been part of our story earlier in the program. We do this thing called Your Brain on Drugs. It's always somebody under the influence. I have so many of those. I'm just putting it in right here because I don't need it there. Stamford police say they responded to reports of a disturbance at an apartment. A victim at the apartment, 33-year-old Lajula Emilio, and 17-year-old boy and a 17-year-old boy attacked him after they ran out of beer.
Well,
officers realized that this man, this 33-year-old Emiliano guy, he was wanted for skipping a court date, and he was going to face an assault charge for biting off a man's ear. He was charged with failing to appear in court, held on a $150,000 bond. His case wasn't listed online on the court records. It wasn't clear if he had a lawyer or not. But either way, what's your excuse for biting off a man's ear and swallowing
That's disgusting.
That is kind of not normal right there. So, again, this could have been my Brain on Drugs story, but instead it was our weird news brought to you by 49bydesign.com. Now your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. Georgia native arrested for robbing a Jacksonville, Florida bank and then robbing a Walgreens pharmacy a short while later. 22-year-old Paul Flores reportedly robbed Wood Forest National Bank in Jacksonville, Florida. Then he hopped into an orange taxi. Police reported a short time later a Walgreens location was also robbed. The suspect demanded drugs and syringes from the pharmacy. He was later arrested across the street from the Walgreens. And police said his clothing matched the suspect description for both incidents, and the backpack he was carrying contained money identified from the bank. He was charged with 2 counts of robbery. So 2 robberies in one day. This guy was kind of a busy bee, wasn't he?
I guess so.
So
the taxi take him and drop him off for his other robbery?
They took him from the one robbery to the scene of the next robbery, yes. Huh. It doesn't say whether the taxi hung around and waited for that robbery. Can you wait for me right
just
here?
A minute?
How long do you need? I don't know. It depends on if they comply or not. But this happened in Florida. This was in Jacksonville, Florida. And doggone it, I could have kept this. Could have kept this for fake news or Florida.
I know.
But the good news is I already let the cat out of the bag on this one, so this won't make it. But, there's plenty more, Heidi. Have you seen the stories that I've been saving over here?
I know.
And now people are sending stuff to me as well.
It's hilarious.
So I don't know when I'm going to fit in any fake news because there's so many actual stories. Thank you, by the way, to everybody that's been sending stuff to me. I have all of them listed on our show notes blog each day as well, and you can find that at johnandheidishow.com.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
It's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Time now for fake news or Florida. I don't even know why I'm covering the screen anymore. But I just think it's so funny. We've had so many people submitting things. I think it's funny because I've got one person that said they thought that it was kind of rude that we were doing this. And I even replied and said, we're not trying to be rude. And they said, no, it's funny, but I just kind of wonder if everybody sees that same way. So I hope you understand. We're certainly not trying to be rude. It's just interesting to me how many stories we have on a weekly basis, and we're not hitting a shortage by any means. It's getting harder and harder for me to come up with fake news because, okay, we'll try one right now. Heidi, tell me, is this fake news or is it something that really happened in Florida? A man who was arrested for child pornography told police that his cat downloaded the videos. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It is true. How would you believe that's true? But it is true. And I've got a link to the true story if you want to read it and see all the details. It's on our show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Time now for some good news. And this is a really cool story. Our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. It's a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Take a listen to this, Heidi. Random math teacher turns New York subway into a classroom for a struggling dad. A photo of 2 subway passengers sharing a moment of compassion is going viral for all of the right reasons. Usually when we have a story from a subway car, Heidi, it's not good. Well, this one is a good one. Corey Simmons had been taking advantage of his lengthy New York City train ride to study up on mathematics. His son, who's in 3rd grade, was having trouble with fractions, so Mr. Simmons took it upon himself to relearn these formulas so he could help. But considering it's been over 30 years since he's had any time to do this, he's not done this since he was in elementary, he was struggling. Well, as he was on the subway, he was sitting next to a gentleman who, guess what he does for a living?
What's that?
He's a math teacher. And he said, well, I'll be happy to help you. So the two of them are sitting there. He's asking the guy to quiz him on everything that he got wrong or confused about. He broke down and corrected him. And by the end of the train ride, he said, I had a much better understanding of what I was doing. The math teacher left before anybody could catch his name, but there is a photo of him online. He said, I started tearing up, Wilson told CBS. It was just one person helping another, and I thought that was beautiful. Wilson is the one that snapped the photo. So how cool is that?
Yeah,
and there's actually, it's a video. So there's a video of them helping. This gentleman sitting here helping this other gentleman sitting here. I've got a link to the story if you want to see it. It's kind of hard to point it out. Hey, look at this. They're listening. It's kind of hard to see things.
Right.
But you can see them through the show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening on a Tuesday. Hey, we've got a feature we do every Thursday called Dear John Letters. If you'd like to submit one, we got a good one for this week, but if you'd like to submit one for next week, we're down to this is the last one we have. So if we don't get a good Dear John letter, we might not have one next week. It might just be the two of us staring at each other longingly for 5 minutes. Probably not, though. Send a good one. And you can find all the details at johnandheidishow.com.